Hello friends, this is Coldrun. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. Seasoned Hunter dreams of Venom. The Seasoned Hunter seeks a seasoned partner. Seasoned Hunter. The stories paint you as ferocity incarnate, and by the sight of you I don't reckon they're too far from the truth. Mind lending me an ounce of that ferocity to catch some prey? The healers from the village have tasked me with hunting down a beast possessing a right deadly venom. I'm at a loss how to go about it, but with two strapping hunters... If you see this Lalafell, I don't think you're saying that Kakushu is strapping, but like, I don't know. Maybe they're like a post Lalafell bias society, and they just see her and they're like, yeah, like this Lalafell can fuck some shit up. Maybe. Well then, our mark is to the north. I trust you'll keep up with me. Let's go. You came. Good. I thought there was a slim possibility you'd lose heart and slink off, but I'm glad to be proven wrong. Yeah, very slim. I wouldn't sneak off like that. I've set up 3 traps around the perimeter. Pieces of fresh meat mixed with medicine that'll dull the senses of any beast greedy enough to eat them. If they worked like I think they should, all you should have to do is scoop the Bujamga up in this sack. Now, animals aren't known for sharing, so there's a chance one might try to take our prize. If one does, slay it and bring it to me. I'm sure I'll think of a way to use it. I think I can leave the rest in your hands. I'm off to hunt a different prey, one with too many legs and an altogether unpleasant disposition. When we're both done with our tasks, let's meet back here. Best of luck. Again, I like that. Like, this is a constant thing in Endwalker, and I think Final Fantasy in general, where, like, they have their own quests to do, and we're helping them out. Like, it's not like, a lot of the time, like, sometimes they'll just be like, can you kill this for me? And that happens plenty. But, like, there are also these quests where they're like, I'm pretty busy. Can you just do this? I'm going to do my main story quest. Like, I'm the adventurer they send out. I'm the squadron. I'm their squadron mission. Okay, Sleeping Bujamga. Large sack. The sack is large enough to hold several snake-like creatures in it. Aw. Still, that's like pretty friggin' big. Just putting this thing in my pocket. Where's the last one? Those are awake Bujamgas. Okay, that purple line tells me it's not as sleepy as I expected, or maybe another enemy's gonna come up. Oh yeah, a cunning Bujamga. Oh, smarty pants. Your retainer has completed her task. Seasoned Hunter, you've got a healthy look about you. I take it that means you avoided any run-ins with the Venom, eh? Let's see what you caught. Slain Bujamga, and then... Okay, we got captured Bujamga. The Bujamga within the sack is sleeping soundly, but it may be best to tread carefully while you hold it. Yeah, and those things are friggin' giant. Slain Bujamga. Although this Bujamga is dead, it may be advisable to stay away from its fangs. Is that true? Can, if you, like, touch a dead snake's fangs, can poison get into you? Or is it the sort of thing that has to be, like, injected by some living biological process? Not that Bujamgas are the same as, like, real-world snakes, but still. By the 12, you managed to kill one. It takes 3 of us to days of planning to achieve such a feat, yet you did it with nary a bead of sweat on your brow. The stories were true indeed. I'll take this to the healers straight away. Find me again in the village, and you'll have your well-deserved reward. Perfect. Seasoned Hunter, it's good to see you return, friend. The healers were impressed with your work, but I made sure they knew it was you who single-handedly slew that Bujamga. Impressed with our work. Okay. Seasoned Hunter is giving credit where credit is due. No plagiarizing for this hunter. I appreciate it. The healers use their venom to make a salve that numbs the skin, useful for when they need to cut the rot out or administer some other ghastly treatment. Any road, good work today. May the hunt be prosperous. And as to you as well. Utpala. Okay, you're the one who's, No, never, that's someone else. That's a different Arkasodra. Utpala. Quick heals. Utpala would help the healers do their duty. Might you have a few moments to spare? Our healers are overwhelmed with the number of injured and sick, and even a single pair of hands will go a long way toward easing their burden. Nod, nod. Some of their duties require them to venture into the jungle, a dangerous prospect at the best of times, but a death sentence under the current conditions. Yeah, the weather is apocalypse, so I really don't blame them. I think it's still apocalypse. Oh, shit. Perhaps you could lend them an air aid? Yeah. If you would offer your capable arm to their aid, please do so. They will be all too glad to accept it, I'm sure. Yeah, weather is still apocalypse. Alright, this is the healer place. Pollock a healer. What? You're here to help. Of course, I'm glad for any assistance afforded to me. I have just the task for one such as you, in fact. Hopefully it doesn't involve responsibility. Those aren't tasks I'm good with. In troubled times such as these, it is ever the medicine which first runs dry. I've sent an assistant to procure a resupply from the Great Work, but apparently she's run into a bit of trouble on her way back. It seems something is preventing her from completing the delivery, although she was scarce on the details. Unfortunately, circumstances being what they are, we haven't been able to spare a single person to send to her aid. Until now, that is. Travel to the Wakeful Tirana, where my assistant awaits, and see if you can't solve this little conundrum she's encountered. The Wakeful Tirana. Okay. And I almost forgot, I can fly. Oh, it's so good to fly. And I really, really love how Final Fantasy XIV does it. How they make you explore the place, but they don't make you do ridiculous tasks, but you still need to basically complete like a set of quests and exploration, and that's it, and it's zone by zone. It's perfect. Healer's assistant, are you here to help? Thank the gods. Apologies for the imposition, but I just can't carry these supplies any further. I'm afraid my constitution doesn't allow for such strenuous labor. No, it's okay. You look to have a stout pair of legs under you. Could you deliver the medicine in my stead? I must rest. Yeah, just a bit of a lie down. I mean, I don't know if the jungle apocalypse is the best place to rest with that friggin' Asvata nearby, but I trust you. It's all in this crate here. Please hurry. The people of Polokistan are in dire need. Would that I had more strength to give. Alright, so is this going to be one of those don't get hit things? 4 minutes to complete the task. Beware of attacks. Yeah, okay. I come bearing medicine. Pollock a healer. Thank you for picking up the slack, so to speak. I must remember that not all of my assistants are fit for such demanding labor. I will administer this medicine to those in need of as soon as I can. It was Utpala who entreated you to help me, yes? Pray inform her that all is well and give her my gratitude. Yeah, I mean, this is something that's pretty nice about this world, about just, I don't know, the 14 world or any of these, most MMOs. There's some MMOs that are like, I don't know, that are more locked. Like I remember, whether it's gender lock or some other lock, or race locked in some way. But I like that there's, in the mechanics of this world, like, there's no question that a Lalafell is just as strong or can be equally as strong as a Rogaden. And not just like the buffest Lalafell can equal some Rogaden sometimes. It's like, just as a baseline, they're equally strong, like in the mechanics of the world. And in the lore of the world as well, I think. Not necessarily the lore of the world, but like, I don't know. I think there's an assumption that they're much closer than they look. Utpala. You've been out for quite a while. I trust the healer has kept you busy. Yes. Oh, she knows who I am. Well, all I did was pass information along, but if she sends her thanks, then who am I to deny them? The healers have barely had a wink of sleep as of late. Yeah, in this world too. I'm no fighter, nor do I have a mind for healing, but I'm happy to help where I can. Here, take this for your kind service. Yeah, even if you're not a healer, even if you don't, like, fund the hospitals with with, like, exorbitant wealth, you can still, like, you can still help them where you can. Still, you know, mask up and all. Jubkal. Curry for the watch. Oh, yes. Jubkal has a pair of metal containers in his hands, and they appear to be piping hot. Jubkal, you're the traveler who rescued the child of Mehvan and Qerasaf, yes? Do you have a moment to spare for the brave souls that watch over our village? With the Radiant host short-handed, the courageous among us have volunteered to climb those treacherous cliffs, and keep lookout for any approaching beasts. You should have found the ether currents like I did. It would be easier. I would make their long days easier with a home-cooked meal, but I cannot reach the summit on my own. Every mount that might carry me there is otherwise indisposed, but I don't believe that will provide a problem for one as resourceful as you. If you would be so kind, please deliver these meals to the lookouts at the summit. I'll pay you for your troubles if that will help speed things along. It will not help speed things along, but I appreciate the thought anyway. Alright, lookout. And this is, I think, the first quest where we needed flying to access it. Neat. Lookout. That smell set my stomach rumbling something fierce. Pray tell me you've brought something enough to share. Yep, curry. A metal container containing a hearty serving of curry, still warm to the touch. It's all for me. Oh, thank you. I was beginning to dread the rest of my watch. There's nothing like a spiced curry to keep hunger away. I've never seen a container quite like this before. Not a drop of curry was spilled in your flight, and it's still piping hot. Thank you, friend. See, I am happy that this game has these sorts of quests. Delivering chai and delivering curry and just bringing food to people to make them a little bit happier. Look out. Oh, I like your bird, your lanner. The sounds of my stomach would drown out the alarm. You didn't bring anything to eat, would you? Did you? I did, in fact. Hard to see you through your bird. Ah, I knew I recognized the heavenly scent. Spices to fortify the spirits and tea to sharpen the senses. This'll tide me over until my replacement arrives. Yeah, there you go. Are you enjoying your curry? Thanks to you, the rest of my watch should go by in a flash. I'll toast to your generosity when I'm done. Food can make everything easier. Food can make the toughest task smooth. Jubkal. I can see you've delivered the meals. If you'd eaten them, I would be able to smell your guilt. I would not do that. Who do you think I am? I am grateful, as I'm sure the lookouts are as well. Long ago, we would post soldiers upon those cliffs that we might see invaders approaching by sea. To think, something much worse would eventually cross the ocean. Regardless, we are blessed that nature has provided us a way to watch for danger. I hope to keep our lookouts fed for as long as I can. Misaja. Foretell. Foretell. Like, is that like a joke? Like B for ball, T for tell? But T for tell, because you can foretell with tea leaves, that sort of thing? Anyway, Misaja wishes to read the fate of a brave adventurer. You have a look in your eyes I am well familiar with. You wish to see the threads of fate which guide you, yes? What if I told you they could be illuminated through the fine art of reading chai tea? Really? Okay. Is that a thing that's done in... I know it's a... Reading the tea leaves is a thing. Is that an Indian thing? Or is that just like... Not that this is India, but like... I don't know where that's a thing. Yes, the last remnant of a cup of tea can show your fate. The leaves and spices in the cup spelling out a message for those who can read it. This art has been perfected over generations in Thavnair, and I am willing to share it with you. Are you willing to take my gift? Sure. Splendid! Yay! Before we begin, however, you must gather the spices we will use with your own hands. It's the only way to attune the tea to your destiny. I have marked on your map a location where you can harvest 3 different spices. You will choose 2 of these, and do not make this choice lightly. It may very well decide the course of your future. Wait, really? I thought you were just reading the future, not like creating it. Singabera root. The fortune teller wrote that the root of the Singabera raises body temperature to expel toxins and other harmful substances from the body. Let's take a look at all these first. Thavnarian bay leaf. Thavnarian bay leaf improves the workings of the stomach, preventing discomfort and embarrassing irregularities in the gut. This is I don't even have to get, like, this is 100% getting my vote. Like, that's worth avoiding. Only question is between the other 2. Talisman needle leaf. Dispels negative thoughts, brings a sense of calm to those who consume them. Yes. Yep, we're going to do that too. Misaja. You've returned with the spices, I see. You hold your future in your hands. Now give them to me, and I shall brew you a tea you are not soon to forget. Okay. And here you are. This tea will decide your destiny, but that doesn't mean it cannot be delicious as well. I hope I don't have to convince you to drink until the final drop. No, you don't. Hey, what do you call it when this fortune teller gives Kakushu a bad prediction for her health? Misogyny. Get it? Get it? 'Cause... Okay. Yeah, thumbs up. Thank you, Kakushu. See, my character supports my bad puns. See? Delicious, yes? Now pass the cup to me, and I will read your fate. Ah, most curious. Fascinating. Oh, you will have an unexpected reunion with someone from your past. Will it be a lover, friend, family, or an erstwhile comrade-in-arms? Huh. The tea does not say, but it shall surely become a pivot on which your destiny turns. An unexpected reunion with someone from my past. I'm trying to think of who. No, I don't think this is. I don't think this is foretelling any specific character, because I mean it's so vague. It could be literally anyone. I'm just thinking, like, which character from my past do I want to have a reunion with that I haven't seen in a while? I guess, you know what? I heard about the Hildebrand quests coming back. I'm going to assume that's what she means. How does it feel? A glimpse of foresight is often an enlightening experience, and I hope that my humble skills can dispel doubt in the days ahead. Thank you for giving me the chance to hone my craft further. Thank you, and thank you for the carniaric. Topped with a single slice of tomato, this baked stuffed eggplant is positively bursting with Hamsa meat and rich spices. Holy shit, that sounds really good. Like chicken, like an eggplant stuffed with chicken and spices with a tomato slice. Oh, that could be great. Okay, next up is Ari Dancer. I'm gonna go with Ari, but let me know if it's Ari. The Ari Dancer is squinting his eyes at the parchment in his hands. Say, how are ye at solving riddles? I don't know, they're squinting their eyes and imagining them as a pirate. I've been staring at this parchment for bells, and all I've achieved is a terrible headache. If you could spare a moment, might you take a look? Even if they're squinting just to look at a piece of paper. Aye, these words were written by a kindly old Arcasodra who helped me flee from the beasts. Unfortunately, he was struck in our escape, and the healers were unable to save him, yar. For the compassion he showed me, I would like nothing more than to unravel the meaning of this message. Alas, I fear it's quite beyond me. As the waning sun casts light upon the stone trunk, at its end you shall find a treasure most profound. This is even a note about buried treasure. I picked the right voice. Wrest the key from crossed hands and open the way to riches. Now, I know most of these words, but in this order they seem to lose all meaning. I am having particularly trouble with the phrase stone trunk. What could it be referring to? I'm assuming it's referring to the Maya, to the shrine of Maya with the elephant-headed statue. Does he write of the Matanga? Some statue with a prodigious nose might be as being... I think, does he write of the Matanga? Ah, indeed. When you put it that way, the link becomes quite clear. And the sun would look quite striking near the font of Maya. Exactly, I nailed it. Where indeed such a statue towers over its surroundings. That must be it. It's worth a look at any rate. I think I'll go there now, me hearty. In fact, are you coming along? Surely you'd like to know if we've cracked this riddle. Yes. Good, good. It's always better to have a companion at your side. Well then, let's make haste to the font of Maya. First, the one that gets their pick of the booty. Right, let's go get some booty. Ari Dancer. Ah, there ye are. Just so you know, I was joking about that first pick of the treasure thing. We shall be equal partners, yes? Oh, you're no pirate. You're a friendly pirate. You're a pirate for equality, I don't know. Now, looking for the parchment. At the parchment, there are 2 locations we should investigate. The treasure of this trunk is supposed to lead us toward, and the hand which holds the key. For expediency's sake, I say we split up. Okay. If this key is located where I think it is, it may be difficult to find without some method of traversing the air. You do appear to be quite strapping, however. Either way, you can choose which one you'd like to investigate. Alright, so we want the key. The treasure most profound. I'll retrieve the key from crossed hands wherever those are. Yeah, because I can fly. I don't know that. I doubt that you can. Excellent choice. Well then, I'll leave the parchment with ye. I've read it so many times I've memorized it. If you steal me treasure, you'll find yourself at the bottom of Davy Jones' locker. If you become lost in the maze of your own thoughts, simply consult it, and it should set ye on the right path. Let's commence the hunt, shall we? Yar, let's commence the hunt. Alright, so we're heading up to the top of the trunk, right? Oh, here we go. Mysterious key. Let's see what this key is. Small key. A small key found in the font of Maya. Ari Dancer. Perfect timing. I've just completed me task. I assume you've done the same. Yes. You truly have the spirit of a pirate. I know we're both burning with curiosity, but let's wait to open this box until we return to Palaka's stand. Mysteries can so rarely be savored. Patience is important. Ari Dancer. Finally, you've arrived. Now the key goes into the lock. Is it just going to be some gill or? Curious. This jewel appears to be quite ancient. Judging from the symbols etched into it, once belonged to an Arcosodra practitioner of magic. Not surprising, I suppose. The place we found it was once used by their mages for various rituals and such. They moved deeper into the jungle during recent years, but my savior likely knew of the temple's history. This may have been his way of thanking me for rescuing him, although my efforts were for naught. I feel ill-deserving of such a prize. I shall use this to help the refugees. Okay, yeah, you're a good pirate. To rebuild their shattered homes. As for ye, well, I did promise ye a share, yes? Not exactly half, but I hope it pleases. Yeah, no, you can keep most of it for the effort here. Let's see what Yezahn has to say. If I have some weird cuts in this, by the way, it's because I'm trying to cut out a lot of this coughing I have going on. Yezahn is mumbling to himself indistinctly. What's inapparent? Oh, excuse me. Did you need something? Yeah, you look worried, friend. Wait, you're her. The very woman who saved Mehvan's child. Kukushu, was it? Yes. Yep. I knew it. I'm Yezahn, an alchemist of the great work. I am but one of the few who are looking after the child as she makes her recovery. I am so glad we're following up on that. That's really cool. Mehvan and Qerasaf were dear friends of mine. Thank you for everything you've done for their daughter. Her conditions are on the mend, I'm sure you'll be glad to hear. We've been taking turns checking on her. Last thing she needs is a gaggle of adults fussing over her day and night. That being said, when she is healed fully, there is the question of who will be in charge of her care. For the love I bore her parents, I would gladly take her as my own, but that would mean raising her away from her home. No, I think this one has got to be... That's a good point. I mean, I don't think she'll care about her home, like, in that way. I think as long as it's a place where she's getting fed and loved and cared for, it'll be good. I don't think she needs to be in the place where she was born. But this is a village full of people who care for her. Moreover, I am yet to be wed, and my duties consume so much of my time I can scarcely focus on my own care, let alone that of a growing child. I doubt my ability to give her the love she deserves. Love equal to that her parents gave her. She deserves better than that, so I've considered finding someone more suitable. It's the least I can do, and, truth be told, perhaps the best option. Even so, although I was born here, much of my life was spent at the great work. I'm afraid I haven't the foggiest idea who to ask, even if I had the time to do so. You, however, seem to be well loved among the people here. Could you ask around in my stead? It would be a much more effective use of my time to prepare medicine for the wounded and sick. Yeah. I apologize for imposing such an enormous task upon you, but I would trust no one else with it. When you've finished, come to my hut to the south of this settlement, and we can discuss any potential parental candidates. Alright, weary resident. Child, eh? None dote over her quite like Yezahn, but I understand alchemy isn't a merciful trade for a parent. Still, there's no one else that comes to mind when I consider the question. I'd volunteer to take her in myself, but with the chaos of recent events, it's difficult enough to see that me and mine are fed and clothed. I know I'm not the only one facing such hardships either. Yeah, I think that's for everyone, though. Like, I don't think there's anyone who's really sitting pretty in these times. Cheery resident. Who do I think is the most suited to care for the child? Well, Yezahn's the obvious choice. Dependable, loyal, dutiful, every quality you desire in a parent. I know he does become so absorbed in his research, but that devotion has made him a peerless alchemist. Who better is there to look after someone so sickly as her? Yeah, so he's certainly shaping up to be the prime candidate. But I don't know if he has time for it, but again, no one's circumstances are great here. Industrious resident. If you ask me, Pasareen is the most motherly among us. She had a child of her own not too long ago, so I reckon there's no one better to be a wet nurse. That being said, times have been troubled for us all. It might be unseemly to ask her to take on such a burden unless she was willing. So let's see about Pasareen. Are you here, Pasareen? Or no, Yezahn's here, huh? Yezahn. Welcome to my humble workshop, Kukushu. I am almost too nervous to ask, but what did the others say? Huh? Someone nominated me. Well, it's neither here nor there, but you said Pasareen's name was mentioned. She was a good friend to Mehvan, it's true, but there are other factors at play that make me reticent to ask her. Simply put, I'd rather not burden her further if it can be avoided. That being said, we don't exactly have the luxury of choice, all things considered. I suppose I'd be remiss if I didn't at least speak with her. I owe the child that much. Would you accompany me, Kukushu? A supportive presence by my side would help me find the right words. Pasareen should be nearby, doubtless watching over her own child. I must deliver this medicine before speaking with her, so please go on ahead. I mean, I hope she says yes, but we'll see. I don't know if... I mean, no one is going to have it easy at this point. I mean, fostering any child is never easy. Having a child is never easy. Fostering is probably just as tough. Probably tougher, depending on the circumstances. Pasareen. Yezahn, it's good to see you. Who's with you? Pasareen. Yezahn. Pasareen met me, Kukushu. She's the hero who saved Mehvan and Qerasaf's daughter. Pasareen. Oh, what a pleasant surprise. Thank you for your bravery. I've heard tell of the troubles she's been through since. I hope that you're able to see her return to health soon. What a cute little bundle. You got her in a nice little swaddle. Yezahn, it has been trying for sure. We must look forward to the day she is hale. Everyone is doing their utmost to make it so. Time for you to do your part. The question remains as to where she will go from here, though. Pigeon, what do you think? Pigeon's weighing in. I have considered her taking her into my home, but I fear my qualifications as a parent are somewhat lacking. I know you to have been a dear friend to Mehvan, and as such only thought it meet to ask if you're willing to care for her daughter. If you are, I would do everything in my power to see that she is given to your care. Pasareen. I'm flattered. Mehvan was as family to me, and I view her child as my own. I would do anything to see her raised into as brave a woman as her mother. However, I cannot care for her. I'm not worthy to care for her. Not worthy? Yeah, Yezahn. Worthy? What is that? My apologies. I understand it was a sudden request, and no small one besides. Please forgive the imposition. I'll be in the village for some time. Should you require treatment for you and yours, please seek me out. I'm not worthy. What does that mean? Pasareen. I'd understand if I just don't have the bandwidth for it. Like, but what does I'm not worthy mean in this case? Is it just... I don't know. Pasareen. I will. Thank you, Yezahn. Yezahn, I would speak further with you, Kukushu. Let's return to my dwelling. Sounds like Pasareen's... Yevon's got... That was interesting. What was that? Pigeon, what do you think that was? Yeah, I don't know either. Pasareen. I'm sorry. Huh. Okay, Yezahn. I wasn't too forceful, was I? I simply asked if she was willing. I didn't mean to make her feel obligated to agree. I found her words somewhat mystifying. Not worthy. Yeah, same. What could that mean? I'm not usually one to pry, but this worries me. I consider Pasareen a friend, and I'm loath to leave her to her troubles. And there's still the matter of the child. I'll have to think on what to do from here. I need your help again soon, Kukushu. I hope you're willing. Yeah, I am. Curing what ails. Yezahn requires a capable green thumb to assist him. Is this... There's that Orcasodra woman in the background with Pasareen, so this is going to follow up on that quest. Yezahn. Well then, if you're willing, I have a task that requires immediate attention. It's simple, but essential. Namely, the gathering of herbs. The child's in a vulnerable state, and I would fortify her against further sickness. There are also more wounded in this village than I had anticipated, and my stores have begun running low. It would be best to replenish them while time affords us an opportunity. Can I count on you to help me? Yeah, 100% in. Splendid. I require several of the reddish soma herbs which grow among the shrubbery to the northeast. With both of us working in tandem, I wager we should have enough gathered before the next bell. And thank you to Rack for clarifying that bells have been a thing in this game, that they're just a way of describing time, which absolutely makes sense. Assuming that there's some kind of village bell that rings to toll the hours, that sort of thing. Alright, shrub. Oh, okay, so it's just going to be collecting shrubs and killing enemies. Gotcha. These appear to be the herbs you seek, but only their stems remain. Another enterprising alchemist must have already been here. Well, I know, because I see Yezahn in the background there who's just kind of looking around, so maybe that's him? Maybe he already got these? Yeah, okay, so... Did we get anything, actually? Soma, a pale red herb which is said to have powerful medicinal properties. Alright, Yezahn. Oh, never mind, Bujamga. What do you have to say, Bujamga? I saw the creatures emerge from the brush, but you felled them before I had a chance to be frightened. I'm glad you survived unscathed. If that had been me... Wait, so was it not you who collected them, then? Anyway, did you manage to find the Soma? I did. Excellent work. Excellent. My search came up fruitless. It appears we're not the only ones seeking this particular herb. Maybe it's that Orcasodra woman. It shouldn't come as a surprise, I suppose. This area is well known for medicinal plants which grow here. If my supplies run low once more, perhaps I should ask the villagers if they have any to spare. For now, I believe we found all we can. Let's return to Palika's stand. Yeah, there's something going on here. I don't think it's something evil, I just think... I don't know, like did... Huh. Because... Sula, are you... What do you have to say? Will that be enough, I wonder? So were you... Maybe... Okay, here's my best guess. I think that... is it Pasareen? I apologize if I'm forgetting her name. I think that Pasareen is not feeling worthy because I think her daughter or her child is sick, is not doing well. And she's worried about them and she's ashamed of it. Like maybe she thinks she's not taking great care of it, and maybe Sula is... I think it's maybe Sula or whichever Orcasodra woman it is trying to help them like secretly, or I don't know why she would be ashamed to tell... Why she would be ashamed to tell Yezahn, though. Yezahn, as I suspected, we weren't the only ones searching the jungle. I returned to my quarters to find a bag positively stuffed to the brim with herbs, including Soma, in fact. I asked a nearby colleague who delivered this bounty, and they told me it was one of the Arcosodra stewards. I believe I know who it is. Sula, a shy one, but obviously kind of heart. I spied her eavesdropping during our conversation with Pasareen. Poorly, I might add. Yeah, she was not. Okay, new request. I want the game to introduce Arcosodra as playable, and I want to play as like a rogue or a ninja, as the sneakiest Arcosodra. I apologize for asking more of you, but at the end of a trying day, but would you speak with her for me? Offer our thanks for the herbs, and perhaps find out if she knows anything of Pasareen's troubles. For my part, I'll begin synthesizing the medicine at once. Sula should be somewhere nearby. I pray you have a productive conversation. Yeah, I pray that too. What's going on, Sula? Oh, you are... I mean, who are you? Do you require something from me? The herbs? I came upon them while hunting, nothing more. I have heard that the medicine made from them is effective in treating the ailments of young children. It seemed only meet that I should do my part, as it were. What do you know of Pasareen's trouble? Why are you eavesdropping? No, let's be a bit more roundabout. She sounds like she's sweet and trying to help, so let's not make it seem like we're cornering her. What do you know of Pasareen's troubles? Very well. I believe I can shed some light on the root of Pasareen's distress. That is what you wish to hear, yeah? Yes? Yezahn asked you to speak with me, just as he asked you to gather his herbs. Well, perhaps it's best for all of us to speak together. Go to him. Allow me some time to gather my thoughts. I'll approach you when I'm ready. I don't know where this is going anymore. This is really interesting, but I don't know where this is going. Yezahn, you're just in time. I've only just finished synthesizing the medicine. Did Sula tell you anything of interest? We're going to find out. Well, I suppose I can hear it straight from her. I appreciate that you felt it fit to include me. Sula, first, I owe you an apology. I was sneaking about out of concern for Pasareen. I know what it is that weighs on her mind, you see. I was assuming that Pasareen would be part of this conversation. That is what you want to know, yes? The story is troubling to hear, and even more troubling to relate. Before I tell it, you must promise me that you will be her strength in the days to come. Yezahn, of course, anything to help a friend. And just the art design team does a great job of animating the Arcosodra faces. It really does. Sula, Dazar, her beloved husband, was killed. When the veil of chaos descended upon the world, he fled into the jungle and transformed into one of those terrible beasts. He returned here, a monster, when my sister Chapa met his wrath. Neither of them survived the ensuing struggle. That's how you're tied together, you and Pasareen. I was there as well. Despite his monstrous form, I knew it was Dazar. I froze in terror while Chapa stood undaunted. She fought alone for my cowardice. It was my fault she died. I knew this, and yet... I laid the blame on Pasareen's shoulders. I lashed out at her, cursing her for her husband's cowardice. When we both should have comforted the other in mourning, I turned my back on her. I left her to bear the burden of not one, but 2 deaths. Oh, Jesus. It's only natural that she would be hesitant to look after another, given that. I was a fool to condemn Pasareen when it was my duty to protect the people here. I've wanted nothing more than to apologize since that day, but I fear my words were too cruel to forgive. I can't stand to meet her gaze. This hurts. This is so good, but this hurts so good. Yezahn, it was a difficult time for everyone. We often lose ourselves in moments of crisis, but so long as we find our way back, we are worthy of forgiveness. Am I worthy of forgiveness, Pigeon? I didn't think so. Shapa would agree, I'm sure. She wouldn't blame you for what happened, and nor would she want you to blame yourself. Pasareen doubtless feels the same. Sula. You're right. I must apologize to her. That's the only course. Kukushu, was it? I will speak with Pasareen, but I require some time to muster my courage. Soon, I promise. Yeah, you're good. Okay. My time ran up, but I really want to keep seeing... I want to see the end of this quest line. Oh my god. Sula. The sins we bear. Sula looks eager to leave Palaka's stand, but to where is not clear. Sula. Thank you for lending an ear to my troubles, Kukushu. If you're willing, there's a place I would travel to, and I wish you to accompany me. Administering to my duties may help calm my nerves. To that end, I mean to inspect the temples for signs of disrepair. After we've finished, I hope to find the courage to once again look Pasareen in the eyes. With all the monsters about, most of my attention of late has been focused on finding and protecting those who have fled. With the arrival of the Radiant Host, however, there's finally time to attend to this long-neglected duty. I too must ask that you go... Oh, Yezahn. I too must ask that you go with Sula. Knowing that their holy places are being cared for may set these people's hearts at ease. Even an ounce of comfort is precious in these trying times. Much appreciated. Would that I could join you, but I'm afraid an alchemist's tools are of little use against fangs and claws. Yeah, I've seen that. I've sometimes accidentally forgotten to job switch out of alchemy when just kind of wandering in the world. Yeah. But that doesn't mean I'll stand idly by. I'll remain here and continue making medicine for the children. My hands may be clumsy with sword and shield, but there are few more adroit with mortar and pestle. Pestle or pestle? Is the T silent? I don't know. Sula. We are blessed to have a pair such as you looking after us. Well then, let's begin the patrol. Our first destination shall be Perusa to the southeast. It's a bit of a trek, so make the proper arrangements before departing. Speak with Sula at Perusa. Okay. Sula. It has been some time since I've set foot in these hallowed grounds. In times bygone, there were even more such places in this region, but many were moved to Vanaspati. From one of the divinities worshipped here were these words passed down, that we might send off our departed with its wisdom. Just as life leads to death, so too does death lead to life. Do not shed tears for the departed, for they have but set foot upon a new journey. Be not forlorn that your paths have diverged, but look forward with joy to the day that they might cross again. For as long as I can remember, I have followed in my sister's footsteps. In her absence, I have felt lost. Whenever I think to forge a path of my own making, my legs become heavy and my heart becomes anxious. Your sister would want you to move forward with courage. Sometimes standing still offers a new perspective. I'm going to go with this. Sometimes standing still offers a new perspective. Sula. Thank you, Kukushu. Yezahn has a generous soul, and to have your wisdom buoy me is more than I deserve. Would that I could open my heart to Pasareen in such a way. This part of the temple appears to be well kept. Let us check the other side, shall we? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is a lot for her to deal with. And I understand both her guilt and her fear of apology and just everything. Poor Sula, poor Pasareen, poor little child, poor everyone. Sula. This area is in ghastly shape. Scratches here and cracks there. Will you help me investigate further? We'll cover more ground by searching separately. I'll search this area. I trust you to do your due diligence. Okay. Sula, I shall look for further signs of disturbance here. You're free to search where you will. Okay. The stones of the foundation appear to be unstable. However, filling in the areas where the grout has fallen away should remedy that. What's grout? Grout. What is grout? It's generally a mixture of water, cement, and sand employed in pressure. Oh, so it's like a thing in masonry and support and masonry reinforcement. Okay. Have you finished? Was it as bad as it looks? It was pretty rough. I see. This may have been the site of a battle or some other horrible conflict. Yeah, I was there. I must do what I can to see it repaired, though this temple may be remote. The devout do come here on occasion to offer their prayers. Yeah, we've seen that in some of the Scott Pilgrim versus the World quests. Fates. Thank you for helping me today. This has helped for me forget the crises that plague us and reminded me of simpler times, when we look after the roads and protect the pilgrims on their journeys. I ever looked forward to setting out on patrol with my sister by my side, but I must find a way to manage without her, to set foot upon my own path. My first step must be to apologize to Pasareen, even if she may refuse it. No more distractions. That being said, if you are by my side, it may be all the easier for me to find the right words. I will absolutely be by your side for this. Sula. My heart is pounding, but the sooner this is done, the better it shall be for both of us, I hope. Yezahn. Well, Sula looks determined to see this through. She is. Pasareen. Oh, hello, Kukushu and Sula. Yezahn. I take it your patrol was fruitful. I've just administered a soothing salve to Pasareen's child. She's sleeping soundly now, so us speaking should not wake her. Sula. Pasareen, I'm sorry. I should not have said all those horrible things. I was not in my right mind. It was my fault my sister was killed. No, it was not. It was the monster's fault. And Fandaniel's. I stood frozen in fear when Dazar was attacked, yet when it was all over, I placed the blame on you. I was a fool. Pasareen. No, Sula, you were right. It was I who couldn't ease his troubles. It was my fault he succumbed to the despair that gnawed in his heart. Again, I place the blame squarely on the shoulders of Fandaniel for this. We all lost something during this tragedy, through no one's fault but fate. These are difficult days, and we shouldn't blame ourselves for their cruelty. No, it's no one's fault. I mean, they're both very similar answers, but... Pasareen, there is reason in your answer, of course, but forgiveness of the self is no simple matter. Pasareen, I'm overjoyed to speak with you again, Sula. However, I'm afraid I need more time to come to terms with everything that's occurred. Yeah, understandable. Sula, would that I knew how much Pasareen was suffering. I could have been there to comfort her. Perhaps there is something I can do now, something to set her upon the right path. Oh my god. Yezahn. Societal alchemy. Yezahn has one final request to make of you. Yeah, I don't care how much overtime I am. If I have to split this into 2 sessions or whatever, I'm continuing with this. It is plain that Pasareen is not yet ready to forgive herself, but I'm at a loss as to what we should do. Do we leave her be, or is there some way we can help? Sula, I for one will not stand idly by while she suffers alone. Perhaps if she had something to remind her of her beloved, she would be more easily accept his loss. Pasareen never did have the chance to say her farewells. Kukushu, I'm afraid I must ask for your aid once more. Will I have it? 100%. It appears I shall be in your debt again, but it's well worth it. During the chaos, most of us fled northwest to the bridge. Let us retrace those steps, and we may find something that belonged to Dazar. Pick up anything that catches your eye, and we can share what we have found once we reach the bridge. Yezahn, thank you for all you have done for Sula thus far, Kukushu. Her spirits are already much improved through your efforts. Let's hope we can effect the same change in Pasareen. Dazar did enjoy his jewelry and baubles, so it isn't inconceivable that he may have dropped something as he fled. If you should spy anything glittering in the brush, it couldn't hurt to pick it up. Societal alchemy. What an interesting name for a quest for this in this case. Alright, so we found one rock and one other trinket, a lustering jewel that before a Marlborough attacked us. A jewel with subtle gold decorations. It appears it was once set in something. Sula. How goes the search? I found this necklace among the underbrush, one of Dazar's favorites, but it seems to be missing the jewel that made it shine so brilliantly. Well, boy, do I have a surprise for you. Ah, what's that in your hand? What, this is it? This is the very jewel I spoke of. We make an excellent team, eh? However, we cannot give this to Pasareen as it is. We must repair it first. Doubtless Yezahn will be able to lend his expertise in that respect. Let us return to the village and speak with him. Yezahn. Sula has told me about your findings, quite excitably in fact. She's gone to find materials so she can polish the necklace to a mirror sheen. As for the jewel, I believe I can take it off your hands for the time being. Yeah, have it. This repair should prove simple enough. Adhesive is one of the most elementary recipes. Once the necklace is in presentable shape, I'll bring Sula to visit Pasareen. Could you go ahead and tell her to wait for us? If we take longer than expected, I trust you can keep her enraptured with one of your grand tales. Absolutely, yeah. I think just the thing for Sula is the tale of... I don't know, we can go dark, we can tell her the tale of... I know, we could tell her about the story of Kefka. We could tell her the story of... I don't know, let's go with light. We'll keep her upbeat with the story of Greg. Greg had how many arms? You have something, Pasareen. You have something for me. I don't recall asking anything of you. By the way, Pigeon is yelling in the background. He has been fed, he has been watered, he's got a clean litter, he's been pet. He's just chirping. Sula. Pasareen, I would like you to have this, please. Pasareen, this is Dazar's necklace. He was so proud of the day he bought this. How'd you find it? I had naught but memories to remind me of him, but the sight of this makes me feel he isn't so far away after all. Sula. There is nothing I can do to change the past, but I can work to help give us both a brighter future. This was the least I can do, and I could not have done it without the help of these two. Pasareen. Thank you for this gift, truly, and your wise words. I see now that you're right. We mustn't let the tragedies of yesterday keep us rooted in place. All it takes is a single step forward, but you must want to take it. Sometimes we must stop to consider the best way forward. Yeah, I like this one. Sometimes we must stop to consider the best way forward. Again, it's just giving her more... I feel like it's giving her more grace than the first one. More space. Yezahn. Well said, well said. Might I add that wounds heal more quickly when a salve is applied to them. When we ignore the pain they cause, they rot. Boy, is that the truth. We must take action to see them healed, and rest when we are tired. Only when our energy returns can we move forward carefully. One step at a time. Pasareen. Yes. One step at a time. Can we take a second to appreciate Pasareen's design? The thing in her head, the designs in her hair, the sash across her chest, the bracelet, the wrist armor she's wearing. Just everything about her is super cool. I know that we're getting a graphical update, but I'm a big fan of some of the art direction already. Which doesn't preclude my joy at a graphical update. I just mean I like it as well. Pasareen. Yezahn, if it isn't too much trouble, could I help to care for the child? The scars of recent tragedy are yet too fresh for me to take care of her entirely by myself, but even so, that doesn't mean I can't assist in some small way. I have my own child to look over, of course, but still, if you were to take the child under your wing, I would be happy to assist you whenever you need me. For the time being, I could be her wet nurse. Any medicine she requires would be your responsibility, I suppose. Together, we can see that she emerges from her affliction as hale as any newborn babe. This is great. What a great ending here. Yezahn. That's a splendid idea. I must admit I could hardly think of a better arrangement myself. This is also the start of this is totally the start of... I don't know if it's a fanfic or a romance, but... I don't know if that's actually a thing, if that's like a fanfic trope, like the whole there was only one bed thing. But, we must both raise the child, as the start of a romantic thing. That could absolutely work. Sula. I shall hunt and bring food to the child that she might grow and be strong like her father and mother. That is what Choppa would do, and one step at a time I shall make her proud. So this is going to be a polycule romance. I am all in for this. I mean, I know it's... this is something... I'm joking around here. I don't think there actually is a romance here, but I think there's absolutely love here. Pasareen, the emptiness I feel at Dazar's loss will take some time to fill, but I believe in time I will heal. He would want me to heal. That's right. Remember, scars are a sign of healing, even if the scars never go away. Pasareen, allow me to thank you once again for all you've done. We owe you more than we can repay. Now, I would like to see the child for myself. Absolutely. Go grab that little nugget, as my friend Zizi would call them. Yezahn, I'm not one for the subtleties of conversation, but I'd say that went as well as could be expected, wouldn't you? Now, come back to my workshop. There's something I'd like to give you. Oh, maybe this is the start of the romance. Truth be told, I had already resolved to raise the child myself, but the prospect of having a helping hand is comforting indeed. I suppose the true work starts from here, eh? I'm glad to finally have good news to share with Qerasaf and Mehvan. I've been so occupied with treating the sick and injured that I've had little time to think of the departed. My friends really are gone, but I can still honor their memory. You can, and you're... Oh my god, you are honoring... If you're taking care of their child and finding ways to use help to take care of their child, and... Oh my god, you are honoring the shit out of their memory. That doesn't sound like a great phrase, but you know what I mean. Yezahn, if anything has become clear from recent events, it's that the people of this settlement must speak with one another about their troubles. Solitary thoughts so quickly turn dark. Boy, is that the truth. I'm more than capable of treating the wounds we can see, but it takes a community to heal those that are hidden. I admit the latter prospect may take some time for me to become accustomed to. Your presence puts others at ease. You'll find a way, as an alchemist, a friend, and a father. Yep, I believe that. You are capable and good-natured and good-hearted. Would that there were more than one of me, eh? Luckily, I know more than a few concoctions that will give me the vigor of several men. I only need to have the energy to brew them, and this is how the cocaine problem started in Thavnair. Regardless, I apologize for dragging you along all this time, even though I doubt we would have arrived at such an amicable conclusion without you, so I retract my apology. Although her parents are no longer with us, I must do my utmost to raise their child in a way that would meet with their approval. I owe my friends that much. That is frigging lovely. I love this quest. In celebration, we're getting some chicken curry, some Hamsa curry. That was so good. And again, early on I was doubting... Really? Early on I was doubting whether I would... I'm so distracted by the fact that there's another quest. I was doubting, am I wasting my time by doing these side quests? Should I just do the main story quest and I'll do the side quests like after I've beaten the full MSQ? I am so glad I'm doing these side quests now. This is so much more impactful now, for me at least. This is so much more impactful to do this now than it would have been to do this, right now, I mean, in the wake of everything that just happened with Qerasaf and Mehvan's child, then it would have been at level 90 after I forgot that this was a thing. Or at least forgot the emotional... I wouldn't have forgotten that this was a thing, but after the impact of it on me emotionally has not really worn off. Anyway, I'm going to call it here, I think, or... I don't know how I'm going to split this up, but we'll see. That's going to be it for me for now. Thanks for watching. See you later. Bye-bye.